It's Christina with leadsandleverage.com. I'm coming at you again with another Ribbit show. I'm excited to be here with you guys today. I can't wait for this one. The reason I can't wait for this one, I have to wait, but the reason I'm excited about this one is because I think it's a really big thing that we kind of struggle with. We come up against these roadblocks and we're just not sure what to do or how to do it, and we get a little overwhelmed, and I want to help you with that. So welcome. I'm Christina with leadsandleverage.com. This is the Ribbit Show Facebook live stream, and I want to welcome you. And if you're watching this in replay, if you would do me a favor, and please, I'm going to set up my computer. If you would do me a favor and please comment below and let me know that you're here and where you're popping in from, where you're watching me from, and just let me know that you're here. I love seeing that you're here. I love being able to connect with you. I love being able to get to know you, get to know where you're from and things like that. The other thing is I have my question of the day today. Sometimes it's crazy. Sometimes it's off the wall. Sometimes it's related to the topic. Today's question is completely unrelated to anything except that I'm curious. So I want to know. When you comment below and you let me know where you're commenting from, would you do me a favor? Would you let me know what your favorite type of food is? Not your favorite meal, but your favorite type, your favorite genre. I'm thinking music, but your favorite type of food. Is it Japanese? Is it Italian? Maybe it's maybe your favorite ethnic food? What's your favorite food? Is it American? Is it Italian? Is it Egyptian? Is it Indian? What is it? What's your favorite? So the topic for today, I was actually asked by another agent, what kind of content should we be focusing on when we're posting? And I'm going to actually go a little bit deeper than all that. I talked about, in the promo or the little text portion of this, I talked a little bit about, what should you be posting on your page? What do people want to see? What works to convert them from just a page viewer to someone who wants to be part of your email community, part of your database, who wants to do business with you? And so we're going to talk about that today. So if you are watching this in replay, thank you for joining me, and go ahead and comment and do that question of the day that I had. And if you're watching this live, I see a few of you are popping on. If you're watching this live, welcome. Thank you for joining me live. I love my live viewers. I love that I get to interact with you. I love that I get to know you. I love that you can ask me questions and I can give you answers. I love that. I kind of like being in that whole unscripted concept, which is why I'm loving Facebook Live. I love being thrown questions and just answering them and providing resources for you and providing value. But today, I actually have a kind of crazy question. So make sure you introduce yourself, comment below, let me know where you're from. But also today I have kind of an off-the-wall question of the day. My off-the-wall question of the day is, what is your favorite type of food? And I'm thinking ethnic. I'm thinking ethnic description. Not like I like pasta, but do you like Italian? Do you like Japanese? Do you like Indian food? Do you like, what's your favorite? Do you like Mexican? What is your favorite genre or ethnicity of food? Or I don't know the right word to use for that. I keep thinking genre, but that's for music. But anyway, so what's your favorite type of food? And I'll answer that a little bit later. And then we're going to talk about what kind of content should you be posting on your Facebook business page? What do people want to see? What's going to convince them to go from lurker to someone who wants to have an appointment with you? So we're going to talk about that. I got a bunch of notes. Plus, I wrote a long training article for you guys. And you don't have to give me your email to read the long training article. I say long, in-depth is better. It is long, yes, but it's very in-depth and very detailed. So don't forget to comment below and let me know that you're here. Let me know that you are engaged. Let me know that you have a question. Comment below and let me know where you're from, and heck, what's your favorite type of food? Remember, I'm not talking like pasta or burgers or sushi. I'm talking your favorite ethnicity of food. Is it Japanese? Is it Italian? Is it Mexican? Is it Egyptian? Is it Indian? Is it American? Is it English? What's your favorite? What's your favorite type of food? So yum. I like Mexican too. Eileen's like, hi, Eileen from Las Vegas. Yeah, I like Mexican too. Yeah, maybe a little too much. I like Mexican. I'm also a big Japanese fan, mainly sushi, but I'm a big Japanese. I think I'm pretty like crazy sushi fan. It's Japanese and then Mexican. That's kind of my order of preference of food. So anyway, welcome everybody. So we're going to talk about, I'm going to start in on, what kind of content should you be posting on your page? And I'm going to look at the article. I actually wrote an article for you, a training article for you with more steps, and I'll give you access to that. But I want to say something from the very beginning. A lot of times what we do is when we get on Facebook or we're on Facebook and we're like, oh, what do I post? How do I get leads? And we forget that a lot of times our results are directly related to how we set ourselves up. Did we set ourselves up to get results? Do we understand what that means? And so what I've done, and a lot of you already know this, I have created a Facebook page setup checklist and a Facebook page setup strategy workshop for you. The checklist, the link is up there or here, depending on where you're viewing this. The link is up there. It's leadsandleverage.com/FBPGSS. The checklist is free. After you get the checklist, the very next page, there's a video. I tell you a little bit about the workshop, and then you can get the workshop. It's $7. It's $7, and it's about an hour and a half workshop, but it's broken up in all the different things that you need to do to set up your page to actually get leads. And let me tell you, I love the emails that you guys are giving me and sending me that you're just from the checklist alone, you set your page up from the checklist and from the workshop, and boom, you're getting leads already. And that's the point. So when we get into this talk, or when we get into me showing you or telling you what to put on your page, always remember there's a big caveat with this. You need to have your page set up so that people so that it can be used as a conduit. So people want to come into your list. So basically, if you don't set your page up in a way that will actually convert those leads for you, whatever you put on it isn't going to matter. So I just want you guys to know that, okay? So we're going to talk about what to put on it, but just remember, get it set up right. There's a link to the setup checklist. It's either right above me, if you're watching this, depending on what version of desktop you're watching this on, or if you're watching this on mobile. So it's above me, or actually if you're watching this on mobile, you're going to have to go back to the original post to get the link. So here's the thing. The number one thing that you need to remember about your Facebook business page, number one, most important, all time, most important. And we get this really mixed up in real estate. Your page is about your customer, not you. So what does that mean? What does that look like? Your page is about your customer and not you. All too often, because this is what we've been taught, we think of our Facebook business page as a brochure to promote us so people can get to know us. Or the same way we treat our websites. It's the same way we treat our business cards. It's the same way we treat our flyers. It's the same way we treat our snail mail. It's the same way we treat everything. We forget that everything we do and put out there, it's about our customer. In order to get the customer, the potential customer, the prospect, the lead, in order to get them to give us a second glance, it needs to be about them, because it's about them. So your business page, your Facebook business page, is about your customer, not you. So if you think that way in everything you do about your business page, that helps center you. That helps you know immediately what to say no to. Okay? So then let's talk about it, because I know we're probably going, well, how do I get customers? How do I sell? So we're going to go into that. So when it's about your customer, think about what your customer needs, or what your leads need, or what your clients needs. And I'm going through this article. I'll give you guys the link. It needs to be relevant to their lifestyle. It needs to solve their problems. It needs to be focused on them walking through their journey over their lifetime of home ownership. Okay. Remember, the cycle of that journey, the cycle from beginning to end, is about 10 to 12 years. So over the course of a lifetime, people own anywhere between 3 and 5, 3 and 7 homes. So there's multiple pieces here. And remember, when you're helping them and walking them through that journey over time, it's about them. But it's not just about them, it's about their friends and their families. That's where referrals come from. So just think, it's never about you. Yes, you're going to get business. Absolutely. You're going to get closings. You're going to get leads. You're going to get deals. Your business is going to go insane. But think outside yourself. It's about them. So what's in it for them? So on your business page, there are essentially two types of content that you would put on there. There's a lot of different styles and stuff like that, but there's actually two different kinds of content. The first kind is curated content, and the second kind is created content. So here's what I mean by those. Hold on. I'm going to tell you what I mean in just a second. If you're just joining me, click comment below. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're calling in from, or not calling in, but where you're watching from. And let me know my crazy question of the day. What is your favorite type of food? And I mean like ethnicity or genre or whatever, that kind of food. Not like pasta, but Italian. Not like sushi, but Japanese. Not like tacos, but Mexican. So definitely tell me so that's my crazy question of the day. I like to know. I also really like food, and I like to hear about new things and try new things. And so when I hear about different things, I just like to know. It broadens my mind, expands my horizons. I love that. And I get to know you guys. So that was my crazy little question of the day. The other piece that I wanted to remind you of is get that Facebook page setup strategy checklist. It's free. The link is above. It's leadsandleverage.com/FBPGSS. It is free. Get that. Get your hands on it. I just got an email, not yesterday, or 2 days ago. I'll put it out for you guys, but it's 2 or 3 days ago from Beth. She's a KW agent. She just went through the checklist, and 24 hours later, she had her first lead from Facebook. So get that checklist and get that implemented. Just wanted to get on that. Okay, so let's talk about back to curated versus created. Okay, curated content is where you utilize somebody else's content and you share it. So for example, the New York Times has maybe they have a really great article on the 3 things that you can do to get more money for your house right now. Well, that's an article that they have. So you share the link to that article out. That's curated. That's what curated means. It does not mean copying. It means sharing something that somebody else has already done, but then people click on it and they go to the original content. That is curated content. Created content means you write an article about the 3 things that a homeowner can do right now to get 10% more value for their home. Okay, that's created. You write the article, you put it on your website or on your blog, and then you share it. So that's created content. Most of us don't have a whole lot of created content. We haven't been blogging long enough or at all. We're maybe new to the business. So we start with curated content. And guys, this is okay. Start with what's out there and what's available and add your flavor to it. And here's what I mean by that. With curated content, and I'm going to focus on curated content today and this about what we can put out there. So when you focus on curated content, if you find something, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to look for, but if you find something that you want to share on your Facebook business page, put you in it. And by that, I mean, when you don't just share the link, but share your perspective about the link or share your thought about why you're sharing it. So an example is I saw something the other day and I thought of somebody, and all I did was put that on their Facebook page, their personal profile, and I said, hey, saw this and thought of you. That's it. Now you can do kind of that same thought. When you find a piece of curated content, let's use that example of, say, the 3 things. So let's pretend that the New York Times wrote an article about the 3 things that you can do to increase the value of your home. 3 things you can do today to increase the value of your home. Let's just say they did that. So you have that and you go on there and you're like, well, yeah, I know number 1 and number 2, but number 3, that's questionable. And then you say, hey guys, I agree with number 1 and number 2. What do you think about number 3? And then you share it. You put that at the top and share it. That's bringing you into it. Number 1, it's helping to create some conversation. But number 2, you're sharing content and giving value. It's relevant. It's part of their journey. And you're bringing you into it. So if you're going to use curated content, bring yourself into it. And yeah, you'll be heavy on curated content in the beginning. That's just what happens until you build up your own content library. So let's focus on that curated content. Here's what kind of content you need. Your people on Facebook, they want help with their lifestyle, okay? But you need to give it in context, their lifestyle in context. And what do I mean by in context? In context to their home ownership journey. If you're just sharing recipes because you like recipes, there's no context there except that maybe they cook them in a house. but there's no context there. But if you're sharing recipes and you're saying something along the lines of, well, you know, this, you need a new stove for this, or do you need to rearrange your kitchen so you can become the master chef that you want to be? Do you need to remodel it? Do you need a new one? Things like that. Be in context. Don't always be selling. It's not what I mean. Be in context. For example, golf lovers. People are like, well, how do you, if you love golf, how do you in context to golf? Well, you know, homes around a golf course, are they more valuable? Are they less valuable than comparative homes in your area? Okay. What kind of maintenance needs do they have? I mean, I'm sure they get hit by golf balls. What kind of, you know, how do you store your golf cart? Does a golf cart garage add value to a home? So that's just in perspective. So that's part of their lifestyle. So you're still being a part of their lifestyle, but you're being in context. You're doing this in context. The next thing is you want to help them through their life experiences in context. And let me explain this. Let me look at, I have this actually laid out. Their life experiences, okay? When they get married, what is perceived as the next step in context to what you do? Buying a home? When a family member dies, how do they handle the real estate in the estate? How can you help them with that? When they bring in an aging parent, what do they usually need in terms of their home lifestyle? That's in context. You're not selling things, you're helping them, but you're helping them in context to their life experiences so they make that connection. I mean, we like this idea of getting our names out there and exposure and all this kind of stuff, but without context, it's meaningless. There needs to be context. They need to, so they need to know that over time that, if I have this, and what does that mean for my house? What does that mean for my life? What does that mean for, they need to know, Jane Doe's got the answer. She's got the answer. She can help me. I can go to her website. So if we want people to be relying on us and have us top of mind, we need to be in context so that they understand why we're top of mind, so that they have a place to put us in their mind. If it's random, guys, if we're sending out, I see all these posts about being hyper local. Well, that's a good thing. It's out of context. Most of it's out of context. Most of it's about being a calendar of events. Well, hello, your local chamber is the calendar of events. People don't think about a real estate agent as being a calendar of events. But if you're helping them, around here, we have 2 Ironmans a year. We have the half Ironman in June and the full Ironman in August. So how does that, in context, if you're going to post about that, how does that affect home values? What neighborhoods have a higher value because they're able to be Ironman rentals versus the ones that don't? Is that why? That's in context. So think in context. If you're going to share that stuff, think in context of how it affects them, their lifestyle, and what they want to do. So our life experiences, all those life experiences happen, and we all have questions about what to do with real estate. I mean, some of it's morbid. If somebody dies, we don't want to think about that, but they need help. We need help through that. We need to have a resource to go to. And if you're not actually helping people with that, they're not going to think of you for that. So remember this, you are not your customer. What do I mean? I know you're like, yeah, well, I know that, but here's the thing. We make a lot of assumptions about our customer or our client's knowledge. And we do that because we've been in real estate, or we're surrounded by the verbiage, or we're surrounded by, we've been in it for 20 years, and we forget that people don't know what FSBO means. And we forget that people don't know what DOM or days on market means. We forget that because it's just so ingrained in us. So make zero assumptions of knowledge. Always, always, always write your content or share your content with an explanation if it's not given in the content itself. Okay, so you need to just know that you are not your customer. So make sure most of your clients, they need help from the beginning. Even people who have bought and sold homes multiple times. They might understand the basic process, but they might not understand it in your market. They might not understand the exact property because they've never sold that exact kind of property. Maybe they're selling a higher end property now, and they're used to selling, first time, second time home buyer stuff, home seller stuff. It's different. There are different things. Maybe now they're buying a historical home and all they've ever done is track homes. So you need to be thinking in that context that they pretend they don't know anything, not to demean them, but to educate them. So start from zero and educate them, ground zero. So the next thing about what you share, it's really important that you are a noise filter, okay? You need to decipher the noise for your tribe of people. That is really important. You need to be that noise filter for them. You need to help them drown out the stuff they shouldn't be listening to and focusing on what they actually need. So to explain this, lots of noise around statistics, lots of noise around data, especially coming from the national media or even your state media. There's a lot of noise around statistics and data. But here's the thing. The consumer, in fact, most agents don't understand how those national statistics actually affect them today, right now, in this market, in their home that they're trying to sell. They don't get it. We get a lot of fear going on. We get a lot of, the rates are going up, the interest rates are going up, they're going down. But that's so much is theory, so much is projection, so much is guessing at the future, that we need to decipher that noise and give them the here and now. Give the people that we're working with the here and now and what it means today. That's what we need to do. So you need to be that noise filter. You need to decipher that noise and narrow them in, put blinders on them, and help them see what matters to them right now. Okay, excuse me. Just clearing my throat. Now, I see a lot of you guys on here. Click comments. Let me know you're here, where you're in from, or where you're in from. And that crazy question of the day that I just asked you, I have that crazy question of the day. What is your favorite genre of food? Italian, Mexican, Indian, African, whatever. American, what is your favorite genre of food? That's really what I'm looking for. Because I want to see if I have a genre that I haven't tried yet. So don't forget to comment, you guys. I really like that when you do that. And I'm not seeing a lot of comments, but I'm seeing a lot of you guys on. So I'm going to refresh this and see. Okay, so American and Mexican, awesome. Hey, Mark. Hey, Eileen. So, okay, you guys, the next piece of this whole thing, don't forget to get your page setup strategy. The checklist first and then the workshop. The workshop's $7. The link is up there. I'll put it in the comments when I'm done. It's leadsandleverage.com/FBPGSS. I'm not kidding when I'm telling you that I created those to help you get over the biggest hurdle that we have, and that is getting leads from our page. We're so focused on what's the perfect ad that we forget that running the perfect ad's not going to matter if the conduit is not set up to actually convert the leads. Your Facebook page is the conduit, in case you didn't catch that analogy. Okay, so here's the type of content. We're talking about curated, shared content. Here's the type of content that you want to share. You want to share resources. You want to share information. You want to be valuable and relevant, and you want to be accurate. Accurate is important. It's important, not assumptive. You want to be accurate. So what you share is a reflection of you. It's your reputation. So whether you wrote it or not, if you're sharing stuff that's not accurate, if you're sharing stuff that's irrelevant, if you're sharing stuff that's not valuable to them, not perceived as valuable to them, your reputation it goes down. And you don't want that. You want to be valuable. And guys, let's just be real here, okay? A home value or getting a list of solds or getting listings are not perceived as valuable. They can get those anywhere. They're not perceived. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do them, but they should not, absolutely not be your primary pieces and sources of content for your page. Okay. So don't be thinking that's valuable. That's valuable. It's really not. You do want it in there because you want them with you. However, that should not be your primary source. That should not be what you primarily share. So what are the things that consumers love? I'm going to actually tell you, there's 5 things that consumers actually love. So they love the most. They love home tips. Home tips that, as a reminder, like change your filters. And I'm not just talking change your batteries in your smoke detectors. You want to remind people of that. But they're also, change your filters. Change, now before winter comes, if you live in a winter environment, you need to clean your rain gutters, or here's what to do, here's what to look for. Give them tips, empower them. When they're doing these kinds of things, let them know how they increase or decrease their home value if they do or don't do them. Okay? So gutters, if you're in a snow environment and your gutters don't get cleaned before winter, guess what that does? When it freezes, when it snows and it freezes, it creates an ice jam. And then when it freezes and thaws and freezes and thaws, the ice jams up into your roof. You need to let people know this. Jams up into their roof, creating leaks in your roof, which creates a mess that you have to fix, devalues your property until it's fixed. So you spend more money rather than just spending the money to clean the gutters. So the point here is you've got people moving into and out of your community. Don't assume that just because they live there, just because you sell there, that they understand what it means. We have so many people from out of our area that own investment property here. And in the winter, you have to keep the heat on regardless of what you want to pay or not. You have to keep the heat on 58 degrees minimum. Now that sounds cold, but if it's vacant, you've got to keep the heat on 58 degrees. Otherwise your pipes will freeze. You need a property manager that's going to go in and check after a major freeze and things like that. If you live in Southern California and you've never lived in snow, you wouldn't know that. So my point is who's your customer? It's about your customer. Help them. Educate them. Help them. It doesn't matter where they can find it. Educate them. So they like home tips. The next one, home tours. They love tours of homes. And I don't just mean listings. I mean, they love tours of homes from all over the world. So inside Facebook Domination Secret, our membership thing, one of the things that I do is every single month I go all over the web. I say all over the world, but I go all over the web and I find content that's all of these things that's I consider foundational content. I find this content and I share it with my members and they can all use it on their pages. So it's all curated content. And one of the things that people ask is, well, wait a minute. If I show a home tour in Amsterdam, how is that relevant to me here? And you're like, remember, it's not relevant to you. It's relevant to your customer. People love going on home tours. They love going on parades of homes. They love going on all of those things. And they love that. So the point is that you need to share what they love. They love seeing the ideas. They love the inspirations. There's also a subtle psychological thing that you're doing here too, you guys. That subtle psychological thing is you're kind of putting a little thorn under their almost am I satisfied with where I'm at and what I have? Do I want a different house? By sharing home tours, it's a psychological effect on the people. They want more. They want different. They want to change. So you're doing that as well. Does not need to be local, Steve. Not at all. You can do local, but does not need to be local. In fact, when you bring it outside of local, you're showing your value that you know more about all these things and showing them all the resources, showing the possibilities that are beyond your area. So that's really good. And when it came to the rain gutter, I disagree. Clean gutters, that stuff is on 10 to 100 places, has to be content not available anywhere else. No, that's where it gets in. That's why agents stop doing that. It does not have to be content that's not available anywhere else. It needs to be, you're the noise filter. You need to be, every single thing I teach you guys is available somewhere else in some other form, translated some other way. Every single thing. However, as people who are looking for a source and you need a noise filter, you need someone to help decipher for you, you need to give people what they need and stay focused on what they need. And if in your area, it's about, hey, these are the pieces that you need to know about that, then yeah, you should be sharing it. And I am speaking about curated content, but this also holds true to created content. You don't have a block in your mind that it can't be available anywhere else. That's not true. It needs to be relevant to your customer. Whether it's available somewhere else or not is irrelevant. What they need to know and learn is the part that's valuable and relevant. Steve, I know you say I have surveys to prove it from publishing days, but won't argue. No, that's okay. I don't care if you argue. Different things have changed. There's more content that we need everywhere. And I can guarantee that every single thing that you've shared It might be an individual house that's never been shared, but single thing that you've shared has been shared in some form or another somewhere else. So I guess the whole phrase of nothing new has ever been created because everything's already been created, if that makes sense. I can't remember that phrase, but that's kind of what I'm going with. You need to share what's relevant to your customer because they're not going to want to chase it down everywhere. They want a source. We're so strapped for time. So there's a little bit difference too. When you were in publishing days, and this was back, 20 years ago, I had totally agree with you, Steve. It was hard to find content. It was hard to find stuff. Now it's too easy. Now we're overwhelmed with it. And now we're just looking for a single source. I mean, I could look everywhere for all kinds of ideas and then I get frozen and I become numb and I don't know what to do. And so that's what your goal is, to help them. Okay, this is what you need in here. You don't need to go find that anywhere else. So that's the goal with this. But we can go get deeper into that because I think that's a very relevant discussion in another Ribbit show. So what do they love? Home tips, home tours, remodels, befores and afters. They love those, especially if they're trying to decide, should I remodel, should I sell? And if I buy, what pieces do I need to remodel to make it what I want? They love photo quotes. Oh my land sakes, you guys, photo quotes. Now, you can do photo quotes. It could be things you say. It could be in context to home ownership. It could be just inspirational. It could be all different things, but people love photo quotes. And I know those are kind of, it's good to make them contextual, but the goal here for me anyway is to create an attitude, to create a mindset, to help infuse that. And so what is your goal on your page? So what kind of quotes could you share? And they love ideas. Ideas for, like, Pinterest is a great place for ideas, but they love ideas. They go into a new house and they build a new house and they're like, well, I don't know, this is going to sound funny, but rain spouts. There are so many creative, easy ways to do rain spouts. And I'm not talking about getting a lot of DIY stuff up on there, but give them ideas, give resources to ideas. And Pinterest, you can create boards on Pinterest. Those are so easy. And you can share those on Facebook. You can share them out to your email list. You can share them out via blog. You can share them out all kinds of different ways. So many options for you. So like I said at the very beginning, all of this is irrelevant if your page is not set up to capture and convert leads. It's really, if your page is not set up to be a conduit from Facebook into your database, it doesn't matter what you put on your page. So we're not there to have conversations on our page. Those are going to happen. Conversations are going to happen. Engagement will happen, but that's not your focus. Your focus is to be about the consumer and drive them from Facebook into your database. That is your focus. I know there's a lot of social media marketers out there that say something different, but that's because they don't understand. They understand social media as like this altruistic, it's about a conversation idea. The reality is social media is used to build businesses. Yes, it's used to stay in contact with people, but it's used to increase value for nonprofits. It's used to help fund GoFundMe accounts. It is used to build businesses. So use it to build your business. Have fun with it, but leverage it to use your business, to build your business. So yeah, Steve, so that's an example of highest comments. However, a picture of a boat with a tree that fell on it from a storm and no one else had it and it went local viral. That's really cool. Local viral is cool. It can bring people on, but you need to bring people onto your page in context. So just having a lot of local people, if they're not in context, then you just got a lot of people. You got a big noise field here. So be in context. There's quantity just really doesn't matter, but quality does. And we're in that transition from quantity, from traffic to our websites, to likes on our pages, to quality. We want the right traffic. We want the right likes. We want all of that. So you want to build it, do all of this. And this content is only relevant if your page is set up to be the conduit, to be the funnel from Facebook to your database. I love conversations with you, Steve, by the way. We've kind of similar backgrounds in some of what we've learned and done and what we've implemented in our businesses and lives. So any other questions, you guys? Any other questions? Anything like that? Thoughts? Tomorrow, I was going to look at what tomorrow's is. Oh, tomorrow's is a good one. tomorrow on the Ribbit Show, we're going to talk about, someone actually sent me a question or she said, I'm terrified to spend money in the wrong place. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, I'm going to give you some good stuff on that. Cause I love that. I love that you guys are sharing with me your thoughts and your feelings that are kind of below the surface. It helps me to help you. It helps me cater what you need to know to what you need to know. So definitely let me know, comment below. Let me know where you're from again and what your favorite genre of food is. And even after this is over, which will be in just about 30 seconds, even after this is over, let me know in replay. I am responding to comments. I'm taking your comments and doing future Ribbit Show episodes with them. I love this. I love you guys. Have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day, you guys.